Hello students, welcome to Recitals in Depth. Herein we will cover the Defence and Security August 2024 current affair topics in detail. The broader themes which we are going to cover are as follows: defense technologies, military exercises, cyber security and internal security. So this is our index for the defense and security for the month of August. The pages 103 to 106 are covered in your recital for this topic. We are going to cover these segments one by one, and I will also be giving you some practice questions and showing you the relevance with the help of previous year questions. Village defense guards provided with sophisticated weapons. So this is the story of Jammu division in Kashmir. The village defense guards, basically these are volunteers who are provided with sophisticated weapons to guard themselves against the terrorists. So this is the background for the story. But they are not created as of now, they are just revived. Earlier also they were there in terms of village defense committee. So now we will know about them in a bit of detail. So we have the village defense guards. They were earlier known as the Village Defence Committee, now revived again as the Village Defence Guard, I told you earlier as well. Now these are community based security groups established in the Jammu and Kashmir regions where the militancy is more active or more volatile regions. It was initiated in 1995 when the terrorist attacks were at the peak, but then as the insurgency stopped, then these were de-established. Now members and compositions of this are that groups of armed civilian will be formed in the more vulnerable areas, not in every district of Jammu and Kashmir, otherwise it will be like a civil war. See, where the police is able to protect the people properly, where the army is able to function properly, in those areas these groups are not needed, but in areas which are being repeatedly attacked by the terrorists, targeted by the terrorist, here they are creating this. So it will not have more than 15 members. People like ex-servicemen who were earlier in the army, they already know how to use weapons. Then able-bodied youth or any other person who has undergone some training with the armed forces will be allowed. So they are also again trained, basic arms training, self-defense, how to handle weapons. These things are taught and they then work to save the whole village. They will be under the control of SP or the SSP of the district. Wherever these are formed, in that district they will be reporting to the SP or the SSP depending on the area. The key function is surveillance and patrolling, intelligence gathering and community mobilization. So what does it mean? They will be on the lookout, like community guards they have to do. They will be establishing towers, they will look at night where they are coming from, if there is any threat or not. Then intelligence gathering will also be there. These people will keep a watch if any new entrants are there in the village or if there is any movement. Why are they doing it? Why is not the police or the army doing it? Because some areas may be remote. There is also difficult terrain. And one more thing is that if there is a terror attack, then the army will come from its base. See, the army or the police or armed personnel, they are in their bases, whereas these community or defense guards are in the village itself. So they will be able to give a quick response, and this will also instill a deterrence or fear inside the mind of militants or terrorists. So this is the whole idea behind it. Now why is this even better than the earlier arrangement? Because sometimes what happens is that there are some type of streams, there are roads which can be destroyed by the terrorist with a bomb, and then the whole village is caught by the terrorist. So in such a situation only they can resort to the firing. So all of these things have revived these village defense guards because of the advantages which they have. What are the contributions? As I have told you, in the 1990s also these were active. Now, earlier they were the most feared groups, and it was mostly attributed to them also along with the army. They gave a lot of input, intelligence input was provided. Any change in the movement, any outsider was located, they were quickly reporting to the army and the police. So this has been re-established and it will be able to make more contributions like the earlier. But what are the challenges? One of the biggest challenges, that of accountability. That you are arming a person with weapons. See, this also gives you immense power. Not everybody may be ethically sound, or see, when the police is holding a weapon, they have more accountability. Army personnel are even more accountable, but a village defense guard will be having lesser accountability. So this is one problem. Secondly, they are not provided with superior arms. For example, the terrorist may be carrying a very good AK-47, but he may be having a revolver. So, lack of resources. And third thing is, which is a even bigger challenge, is that once the terrorists come to know that a person is in a village defense guard, then they people are not able to go outside because they will be on the target when they are roaming around freely. As soon as this person, for example, I am a village defense guard and the terrorist comes to know, as soon as I will step out of my village, I am not allowed to carry that weapon. I am only allowed to carry that weapon in the particular district or in that particular village. Once I will move out, they know that he is not having the weapon. So security of these people who are joining this is a major concern. So this is the overall analysis about the village defense guards. Storm 35. Now this is an Iranian influence operation. Influence operation means they are trying to influence the people, and this is done in the cyber domain or in the cyberspace, basically computer and technology related. Where has it happened? In the US presidential elections. So what is Iran trying to influence in this Storm 35? Iran is trying to influence the outcome of the American presidential race or the elections for the post of president in United States of America. What is it trying to do? It is going to challenge people's opinions by using social media and artificial intelligence along with the cyberspace. So this is the whole situation, and we will see what are the details of this operation, Storm 35. Now, as I told you, Storm 35 is an Iranian influence operation. The aim is to generate content to sway the US presidential election. This is also stated, but how we will write it formally is in this manner. Now, what was found? That there are some fake news organizations as in these are websites. On the website it will be written news agency, news reporting, etc. But they are fake organizations simply created to dissuade the voter. Which were these? Some of these are Even Politics, Neo Thinker, Westland Sun, Theorator, Savannah Time. This is not important for the examination, but this modus operandi, how are they working? They are making fake news organizations. This is very important for you to know how the elections can be influenced with AI and social media. A very probable question. Now, what are the issues they are putting up? First issue they are saying is LGBTQ rights. Another issue is they are saying Israel-Hamas conflict. So, why Iran would do this? Because they want to show Israel in a bad light, and Iran wants to become a leader of the Muslim world. So, it is in their national interest to show this. So, they will keep on posting these things on the internet to the US social media users that USA is doing very bad in Israel. It is supporting Israel. It is killing innocent people there. So, another thing is LGBTQ rights. So, why is it doing this? Because those who are actually following Democrats and Republicans, they will not be dissuaded. Now, these are the vulnerable voters. So, they are trying to target those groups which will be able to change the election in the favor of such a candidate where Iran is benefited. So, this is how they work. They will create fake news organizations. They will create more awareness about issues which concern Iran rather than the people of USA, or they will try to pick up those issues which will defeat the person who is not working in their favor. So what is the procedure employed? They will use chat GPT, they will create content, articles, long form articles and social media comments, and then a lot of fake IDs will be created and these comments will be posted on all the debates. So when you as a reader or when you as a YouTube seer go and look at the YouTube, you will find a lot of comments. In that comment, all the comments will be against a particular person. So you will think before voting that, okay, I think that X person is going to lose, so I will not vote for him. The reason is because on YouTube I can see all the comments are against him. So this is something which can dissuade a person who is not very fixed in his voting pattern. Now, AI generated posts are also mimicking the way the Americans speak. American language patterns are also being copied by them. Also, they are also doing this not only in USA. Other areas where such things have happened are US presidential elections, Venezuelan, Latin rights in the US. They are also picking up this issue. What about the rights of Latin Americans in those who are working in USA? Situation in Palestine, Scottish independence and Israel's participation in the Olympic Games. So in the comment section, you also tell me what was the controversy surrounding the Indian election when it took place, which was the company which was found in it. Exercise Tarang Shakti 24. So this is a Air Force exercise for the year of 2024, and as we know, these can come in match the following or in 3 columns matching also which force conducted it, how many countries were there. So this is a probable question for you, and all the military exercises which are coming, this one stands out as we will learn in its features now. So as I was telling you, this one is very significant because this is Indian Air Force biggest ever multilateral exercise, biggest ever. So after 6 decades, first multilateral exercise in the last 6 decades. So this is one of the most significant facts which you can take away. So this is very important. Also, it is coinciding with India's Independence Day celebrations, and it showcases our mutual cooperation in the highlighting the defense industry's role. So the upcoming role of the Indian defense industry can also be seen, India's might can also be seen, and the celebration of the Independence Day are coinciding. Along with this, this is the biggest event ever hosted by the Indian Air Force as a multilateral exercise in India. Now, what is the aim? Aim is to strengthen the military ties and showcase the nation's air power. All the countries which are coming, they will be also showing how strong they are in terms of their air defense, and India will also be doing the same. What is the program? It will have 2 phases. In the first phase, which will happen, which has already happened in Tamil Nadu, in Sulur, included air forces from 10 countries including France, Spain and Germany. In the phase 2, this is held in September. We will be covering it in the next segment of recitals. USA, Australia, Greece, Singapore, Bangladesh and UAE, this is going to be in September. So these are the phases. This exercise is biennial in its frequency. Okay. So with this we have completed exercise Tarang Shakti. Distributed denial of service attack. Now what is this? This is also in the cyberspace domain as we studied in the previous section. And where did it happen? Now this is Elon Musk and Donald Trump. They were going to conduct a live interview on X, which was formerly known as Twitter. So what happened in this? The X website was undertaken by a cyber attack and the interview got delayed by 40 minutes. So basically someone attacked X so much that they could not conduct the interview for 40 minutes. It was delayed. And such type of attack is called a distributed denial of service attack. Why is it called distributed and why denial? See, denial because they are not allowing the website owner to take on its service, or also the user of the website to take the service. They are in a way blocking the website. Another thing is distributed because multiple servers are created and then they attack. It is not an attack coming from a single entity, but multiple addresses will attack the website. So we will now understand this in depth. Now I will explain to you what is a distributed denial of service attack. For example, this is your website, okay? This is the company, basically X, and these are the users. So these are the attackers basically, and these are the 3 users. Now when the attackers have reached earlier, and these all are fake or compromised computer systems, and they are stopping you from using this website because they are saying, I am standing in front of you in the line to use this website, so please go out. So this is what is happening. So what is this? Multiple compromised computer systems. So when an attack is carried out by multiple, so multiple are being used, so these are so many and they are attacking. So if one of them would have attacked, it would have been known denial of service attack. Distributed means multiple are attacking, many people are attacking, so we do not know where the attack is coming from. The attack is distributed all over the place. So that is why it is a distributed denial of service attack. Now there are 2 types. One is a Smurf attack. In Smurf, what happens is you generate lot of requests. So as I have tried to explain it to you in the figure, this is a Smurf attack. In this, you will attack the website so much that it slows down or it basically goes down. The server is broken and they are not able to work because the server is not able to process so many requests. Another one, in SYN attack, in SYN flood, what happens is that they will send the request that I want to watch the interview, but as soon as the connection is made, they will go out. So these are fake requests. So in this, a fake request is sent. Multiple fake requests, not one, but multiple fake requests. So here the number of requests are so many that the server is not able to handle. Here the requests are fake, so the server is not able to identify which one is fake, which one is real. So both of these things slow down the system and sometimes can also lead to loss of service. This loss of service due to such attacks is called denial of service. So it was also seen in AIMS. Multiple times in India also such attacks have happened. So this is the idea behind what has happened in the Elon Musk and Trump interview. With this we conclude this point. Long range glide bomb GAURAV. So GAURAV is the name of this bomb. This is the image. Why are we calling it glide? Because this, as you can see, is a glider which is fixed on the missile. So you can control the bomb with the help of a glider. So this is a glide bomb. It will glide in the air. Okay. And basically you must have seen Batman, when it jumps off a building, it will glide because of the cape it has. So similar thing will be in this. So it will working like a glider. It is not a missile. It will not use that much technology. It is a bomb, but you can still control it with the help of the glider attached to it. So this is a cost effective method, but very powerful. This is actually a bomb only. Okay. So it is tested by DRDO. The name is GAURAV, the long range glide bomb. Now it was tested by the Indian Air Force using the Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 aircraft at the coast of Odisha. The weight is 1 ton, 1000 kilos. It is developed by the Research Center Imarat in Hyderabad. So it is indigenously developed. And what is the functionality of this? What is the function it is doing? The function is that it is designed to hit targets at long distance using a combination of Indian navigation satellite systems and the GPS with pinpoint accuracy. And in the test, it has hit the targets with 100% accuracy, which are at long range. So not only missiles, we can also throw these big bombs at pinpoint accuracy over long distances. So this is the significance of this news for us. Inauguration of new MRCC in Chennai. This is the Maritime Rescue Coordination Center, which is inaugurated in Chennai by the Honorable Defence Minister. Okay. So this is the update. Now what is it? It is going to enhance the maritime rescue cooperations and efforts in the East Coast. Now as you can see from the name, it is going to help you in rescuing people. And there can be two types of things. One is that I have gone for a party and I am taken away by the sea. This is one type of a disaster. Another is actual disaster comes up. Or a third thing is that military personnel who are or navy personnel who are in the oceans, they are stuck somewhere. So these three types are there. All situation can be that there is also a oil spill and then someone is stuck. A ship has sunk, there is container is there. Oil has coming out and a person has also fallen inside. So all of these are different types of rescues which require specialization. You cannot simply send anybody ki go and bring that person. That is not possible. So for that a specialized office is created. Now the aim is clear, but what are the features? It has one of the most advanced distress monitoring and communication systems. So this is the technological advancement. But what are another things which we have seen? This center cannot function alone. It will always require regional marine pollution response center and a Coast Guard air enclave in Puducherry. So why a air enclave is required? Because this air enclave will send helicopters to see what is everything all right in the oceans. What will the marine pollution response center do? It will make sure that there is not a lot of pollution, and if any disaster has taken place specifically which is harming the environment also, so it will help you to counter that. What are the key takeaways? That this marine pollution response center is the first facility in the Indian Ocean dedicated for response in the marine pollution in Indian Ocean region. Not only for us but also for other small nations, even around Africa, for Indonesia, all of these areas we will be able to cover, and this is the first such center. So you can see that such a huge area was never protected against marine pollution. Another key takeaway is that Chetak and advanced light helicopters are being used in the air enclave in Puducherry. So this is what it means, that now the rescue operations will be fully operational for marine pollution also, and air power will also be there. They will be having support from helicopters as well. Exercise Mitra Shakti. Now this exercise is the 10th edition and it has taken place in Sri Lanka. So what is the significance? First of all, if it has taken place in Sri Lanka, you know it is a India-Sri Lanka exercise. Okay. So match the following. You can also be asked which countries are carrying out Mitra Shakti. Okay. And it is at the Army Training School in Maduru Oya in Sri Lanka. So Army Training School of Sri Lanka is in Maduru Oya. And the aim is to assess the joint military capabilities for counter-terrorist operations, which is under the United Nations mandate. So this is not only a bilateral exercise, but it is having international ramifications for the whole exercise and the region. So if India needs any assistance for fighting pirates or terrorists in the Indian Ocean region, So Sri Lanka can also be involved later on. So this is the whole capacity which we are developing. And the program, what will it include? Tactical drills. What is a tactical? Tactical drill means short range. Strategic means long range. So if we want to attack Pakistan and the distance is 50 kilometer, 100 kilometer, then this is tactical. But if we want to send a missile which is 5000 kilometer, so this is going to be a strategic attack. So tactical drill means that close range combats will be done. Okay, establishment of command posts and counter drone operations. So they are also training as to how we will combat if there is an attack taken by drones. India to be free of Naxalism by 2026. Now the Honorable Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, has stated in a conference of officials in Chhattisgarh that India is going to get rid of Naxalism by 2026, and he has also given a deadline of March 2026. He has stated that by March we will be ending all the Naxals in India, there will be no Naxal activity. He has also stated that this final battle is going to be intense and imminent. So basically there is going to be some ferocious battles which we will have to fight, but we will definitely win, and the deadline set is March 2026. This is what the Home Minister is saying. He also quoted some data in the last 10 years of the government, what effects have taken place. So you must also note this down for the mains exam. So drop in incidents. Incidents have declined by 53%. And the killings have reduced by 70%. So what has happened? The incidents have reduced and the intensity has also reduced. So this means that if earlier 10 attacks were happening, now roughly 4.7 attacks are happening. And if 100 people were killed earlier, now only 30 are dying. This means that not only has the number of attacks reduced, as you can see that the attacks are reduced or incidents are reduced. Also in the attacks which are taking place, the number of people killed are also lesser, because the attacks which they are able to carry out have also been neutralized by lot of extent. Their arms and ammunition inflow has also been reduced. So this is the reason. Affected districts. Now, number of districts which were said to be affected by this Naxalism has reduced from 96 to 42. Also, the number of police stations which were earlier affected, police stations 495 to 171. So the number of districts which were seeing this problem have reduced from 96 to 42, and police stations from 495 to 171. Now we will understand the whole issue of Naxalism in a bit of detail. Now in this analysis in depth, we will first understand what Naxalism is. So initially in this whole spectrum we have marks. Some of the students have a problem in understanding the difference between Marx and Naxalism, Mao and Naxalism. Marx, Mao, Naxalism, we have to see this in a order so that we understand. So Marx was basically he is the father of Marxism, is known as an ideology. Communism you can say is by Marx. Now Marx is saying that you cannot have friendship with capitalists. So he is giving you a battle between workers and capitalists. So he is not actually saying and, he is saying workers versus capitalist. So this is what Marx has said. So how will you remove this inequality? Workers should unite, break your chains and kill all the capitalists, take the resources. Now when we go to China, Mao had a different ideology which differed from Marx. He said that capitalists are not a problem. Capitalists are not a problem, it is the inequality in the distribution of land. So it is the landlord we have to kill, or basically feudal lord. So basically landlord versus landless. So that is why if you will see in current day China is capitalist also. There is a huge businessman also there, but the land will be more evenly distributed. So Marx said that bring out your guns and kill the capitalist. Mao is saying we can handle the capitalist, but we cannot handle the landlord. So Maoism is more directed towards the landlord. Now when you will see that Naxals in India are more directed towards Chinese ideology. They will say that China is our brother land. So why is this? Because this is the similar ideology adopted in India. It is called Naxalism because it began from Naxalbari in West Bengal. Now because it began in Naxalbari, the term came out to be known as Naxalism. So this is why it is called Naxalism, and the ideology is same as this one, that we will eliminate the landlord. So in this country it evolved as Naxalism, and the ideology they will follow will be that of Mao and not of Marx. Okay, both are common in one thing. Marx and Mao are both common in one thing, that they want a armed revolution or a armed rebellion against the state, overthrow of the state to give freedom to the people. So they will also take weapons, eliminate the landlords and then form their own government. So this is the idea behind Naxalism, and that is why there is so much opposition. Now understanding this in the causes, what are the causes for this? See, we know that in Naxalbari an incident took place and it spread like wildfire. So what were the circumstances? Was the ground already prepared for it? So what are the reasons? So there are socio-economic as well as political reasons for the same. Political, or you can say governance related issues, are also there. First is tribal discontent. Earlier, those of you who are studying for some time, they must be knowing that the Forest Right Acts was passed, but it was not also functioning properly. So the Forest Right Acts, which recognize the tribes, indigenous tribes which are living in the forest, they came a lot late. We got independence in 1947, but the government has passed them now. Also in their working, they are not able to get these lands. In most of the development projects, in hydropower development projects, tribals are losing almost 90% of the land. So they are discontent with the government. They do not believe in the government. They do not have the legitimacy of the government is zero. They do not believe in the idea that the government will serve us. The government will only serve the landowner and the rich. So this ideology is brought from this point. Secondly, inequality. Thirdly, the land disputes. Now when a land dispute happens, a rich person goes to the court, he will get justice. Justice basically, he will take the judgment which will favor him. If you are poor in a court case, then it is comparatively more difficult to fight your battle. So these people who were already underprivileged, they also had land disputes with the rich and also the government at times, and they mostly ended up being on the losing side. Their genuine concerns were also sometimes unheard. What are the political reasons? One, again, that if someone is poor, he may not be able to fund the party. So looking at the political benefit, they were ignored. So there is apathy. Now the terrain is difficult, so the government officials do not go into that area. Okay, so there is no follow up by the administration. The government services are not reaching them. Accessibility. Accessibility to government is missing. When the whole issue came up, you will see that these Naxal headquarters are mostly around those areas where states are intersecting. Borders of Chhattisgarh, Andhra, Jharkhand. So there will be a border where 3 to 4 states are merging. In these areas they will concentrate. Why? Because you can commit a crime in Andhra and then run to Telangana. Then Telangana police will not say anything. Once you have done a crime there, then you can go to Tamil Nadu. So when there are 3 states in close proximity, they will choose such areas because there was no coordination in the whole system. So this is the whole region. Now what complicates the whole matter? See, there are political reasons also, but socio-economic also. So now what happens, that multiple NGOs or people can come up to support them for their cause. So there will be also a ideological battle. They will also have mass support. And you can also see that some NGOs were also found to have been advocating for their cause, even though the cause is violent. But still, you will see many NGOs supporting such things under different covers. So, which was done by the amendments in the acts. Okay. So, FATF and all of those things are made for these things, that the funding should not go to such bogus NGOs. So, all of these issues complicate the matter further. And we have already seen the various steps which are taken by the government, greyhounds, samadhan, rehabilitation policy, all of those have been discussed by us in the previous editions of the defense and security. Okay. So there was a complete coverage where I told you what are the steps taken by the government and the measures. So that you can do from the previous edition, but this point was not there in detail as to what is the difference between Maoism and Marxism, what are the challenges and what are the reasons. Along with this, why this is becoming complicated issue, we have learned this in detail. Now we will see some questions. Now this question was asked in 2015 in the mains. The persisting drives of the government for development of large industries in backward areas have resulted in isolating the tribal population. As I was telling you, in the hydropower projects, in a hydropower project, what will happen? You are industrializing that area, but the land is taken away by the tribals. And the farmers who face multiple displacement, land issue, as I told you, with Malkangiri and Naxalbari foci, discuss the corrective strategies needed to win left-wing extremism doctrine that affected citizens back into the mainstream of social and economic growth. Okay, so this is your question for the first thing. This is basically focusing on the causes itself. You see, the UPSC has significantly asked you out of the causes. Okay, so if you have a good understanding of what we just did, you will be able to answer this. Article 244 of the Constitution relates to administration of scheduled areas and tribal areas. Analyze the impact of non-implementation of the provisions of fifth schedule of the government of the growth of left-wing extremism. So this is asked in 2018. So they are now looking at the political causes. So this is how you have to do a interdisciplinary study of the topics. Now next is the 2020 question. What are the determinants of left-wing extremism in the eastern part of India? What strategy should the government of India, civil administration and security forces adopt to counter the threat in the affected areas? So these are your questions, and you should base your study of the topic on these lines. Simply reading what are the measures, what are the action taken, without knowing the whole cause, it will be very difficult for you to answer these type of questions. India gets second nuclear submarine with commissioning of INS Arighaat. So this is very important in terms of defense and security. In terms of the national security, it will have not only concerns related to the security of India, but also geopolitical significance. This incident is very, very important. Not only India has got its nuclear triad. What is a triad? Nuclear triad means that a country will have capability to attack not only from land, air, but also sea. As you can see, this is the image of a nuclear, symbol of a nuclear energy or a nuclear weapon. This is going from land, air and sea. Now, this helps us to uphold two doctrines. One is credible deterrence. Credible deterrence means surely I will hit you. Deterrence means that there should be a fear in the person who is hitting you, that if I hit someone, you are also going to get beaten. You will also have a lot of damage. So credible deterrence means that if I am attacked, I also have this capability to attack you back. Now, this is not ensured by air or by land, because your land bases can be destroyed, your air base can also be destroyed, your aeroplane can also be destroyed, but the submarine is very difficult to detect. I can ask my submarine pilot to go there and stay for 2 years, 3 years underwater and never come up. Now, this is possible only with a nuclear submarine. Normal submarines have to come up. And when a submarine comes on the surface, then they are vulnerable to attack. Their location can also be disclosed. So nuclear submarines are extremely important because they can stay underwater for longer periods. And this gives you an element of surprise. Another thing is MAD doctrine, mutually assured destruction. It means that if you attack me with a nuclear weapon, even if everything is lost, I will still attack you with this surprise element, which is my Arighaat nuclear submarine, or Arihant is the previous one. Two are there now. So this is the second one, right? So with this, we have a non-destructible triad. This triad cannot be compromised. You might find out one submarine, but the second one will still be active. Okay, so as soon as someone attacks us with a nuclear weapon, we are also ready to attack back. So this will stop the person from attacking us in a nuclear weapon. So this is the overall significance. And this submarine can be hidden anywhere. It can be near USA, it can be near Russia or China or any other place, even Australia. We do not know, nor does the other country know. It will be there with the defense establishment where our nuclear submarine is hiding. It is a top secret. So this gives us a lot of power in negotiations also. So if we are negotiating with somebody and they are saying we will start a war, we can say, okay, you can go ahead, but we also have our nuclear weapons. Okay, so this is the whole concept. So now we will learn about this. Now INS Arighaat SSBN. What is SS? SS means submarine. Why SS? Ship. Ship is basically what is going on the water. Then submersible. Submersible means that it can go inside the water. Basically a ship which can work under the water is a submarine. So the technical name is ship submersible. Next B is ballistic. Ballistic is basically depending on the missile. Ballistic missile is one which will have a projectile trajectory. Ballistic and nuclear. This is nuclear powered. Now if you have SSBN class submarines, it means you are a superpower. India has 2 of them, okay. Other countries have 6, 8, 10, 15, so there are more also, but India is also in that league. So in the comment section you tell me which other countries have a functional nuclear triad, okay. INS Arighaat is so important for us. If only SSB is written, then it means that it is a diesel powered engine. It is not nuclear. Diesel powered engine will have to come up on the surface repeatedly. Nuclear one can stay inside because it has source of power within itself. Nuclear power is there, the fuel will last longer. Diesel will exhaust, the submarine will have to come up. Now, it is an advanced technology vessel. This project is ATV. The project under which Arihant and Arighaat were developed is ATV, and it is at the shipbuilding center in Visakhapatnam. It was made here. The weight is 6,000 to 7,000 tons. Length 110 meters. Propulsion is through a pressurized water reactor, which is nuclear, which allows for virtually unlimited underwater endurance. The person who is inside the submarine will come out only when he wants to. Okay, so this he can stay underwater for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Unlimited underwater endurance. Only limitation is that a man is inside. Once it will be robotic, then even that limitation will go. Armament means, what is it? There. Ballistic missiles are there, as I have told you. It can carry the K-15 SLBM, submarine launched ballistic missile, with a range of 750 km, and the K-4 missile with the range of 3500 km. So even if we are in the Pacific Ocean, we can attack Pakistan. So the range is so much. So this is, from Atlantic we can attack China. So all of these things will be possible. But even when we have to give a nuclear missile from here, we have to launch a nuclear missile from here to China, there are chances of interception. But another thing is that if China is here, this is China, our submarine can be right here. It can launch a nuclear missile straight away. So this is the advantage of a submarine, okay. Torpedoes are basically the general missiles which are there in the ships, equipped with torpedoes and anti-ship missile for self-defense. For attack, it is basically the nuclear weapon which we have to put significance on. So this is a very important concept. Tell me in the comment section which countries have this capability to do a nuclear triad. And with this we have a practice question for you. Consider the following statement regarding India's SSBN fleet. India currently operates one INS Arihant, which was the first indigenously built nuclear powered submarine. INS Arighaat, another SSBN expected to join the fleet and is based on the same design. India's SSBN are primarily based on the Russian Akula class design with significant indigenous modifications. Which of the following statements are correct? Please give your answer in the comment section. So I hope you enjoyed today's discussion, and with this we have completed today's segment. Thank you.